town center begin, and how do you think it should be financed? And I'll start that with Norm.
Well, when we finished the plan 6 years ago, I was hoping it would get underway right then and there because it's a beautiful plan. And the city worked with the residents, with the stakeholders in town center, the businesses, the individual residents, to come up with an excellent plan. For those of you who have not seen the plan, it's available at City Hall with many of the pictures, drawings. It's beautiful. I'd like to see it get started, and I'd like to see us, in my opinion, it's a chicken and the egg. All those 14 empty lots in downtown, the downtown center, do not get built because people are waiting to see if the city is actually going to move forward with the town center plan. So they're not going to come in with their investment until they see something start to happen. I would like to see us start, even if we have to fund it, with some bits and pieces. The plan calls for a $19 million investment. The city does not have that during this down economy, in this down economy. But there are things that we can do to get started, to send a signal to the private sector that their investment would be safe if they start thinking about either buying or building on the empty lots that are there in town center. Ultimately, it's going to be a very, very pedestrian-friendly environment with the opportunity for our businesses that are there today to do a better job, the restaurants, the dry cleaners, the La Plaza, the stores, the different people that are serving our city. But we can't do it at 45 miles an hour going through town. Otherwise, it just doesn't happen. It doesn't work that way. We have to change the traffic, and we have to make it so it's easy to pull over and do business.
All right, thank you, Norm. Ed?
I'd like to see all the revitalization plans move forward. As a prospective new member to the City Council, what I think I would bring is a renewed enthusiasm to get these projects moving along, but with some conditions. The city is well planned in advance and well funded, and we want to keep it that way. But what I think is the best way to approach this is to adopt a pay-as-you-go mentality with the programs. I'd like to make sure that we focus on a partnership between the public and the private segments and make sure the winners are the residents of Dana Point. And then I want to make one point real clear, and that is to keep all these programs under local control. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ed. Scott?
Hi, the first thing I'd like to make clear is that we have started Town Center. There's been a lot of acquisition, negotiation done for rights-of-way necessary to get the infrastructure in place, to get the plan going. We have been facing, as I said earlier, the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression. And I think if you look around this area, I think if you look around the country, you'll find that a lot of people are unable to proceed at a pace that they would like to with large, complex capital improvement projects. Having said that, what do you do to get to a point where you can get to either a public-private financing option like Ed was referring to, or an option where the city can jumpstart it with its own revenues? Well, you get there by bolstering the economic development, making the strongest economy you can possibly have in this city. You get there by helping improve our tourism, because our tourism contributes to the hotel TOT, the hotel sales tax, the hotel real property tax, the halo effect all the businesses get around town. And the net result is, as the tourism business goes up, our economic strength goes up. As our economic strength goes up, our attraction to investment capital to take down a very, very complex project like this occurs. I fully disagree with the previous comment that there's been any complacency whatsoever. I'm a member of the city's investment review committee. We sit here, we explore options on a regular basis. When that time comes, and when the option is on the table that doesn't result in taxing any one of you residents here today, and any one of anybody else who's subject to tax in the city of Dana Point, that option will be jumped on. And the last thing I would say is we're also not waiting on, but certainly planning and coordinating with the South Coast Water District to get to a water infrastructure that will serve the project. So rest assured the project has begun. The pace might be a little slower, certainly slower than I would like, but it's prudent, it's businesslike, and anything but complacent. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Thank you very much. Okay, and that leaves Carlos.
The concept of town center began when I was a charter member of the Planning Commission back in 1989. We were looking at the couplet, as we referred to it at that point. And then finally in 2007, the city passed a plan to proceed forward. I definitely would like to see something that we can gauge our progress. By profession, I'm a registered professional engineer in the states of Idaho and California. I'm used to doing projects. The last project I worked on as project manager was a $60 million geothermal power plant in El Salvador, where I was the resident project manager. There we work with charts, with progress milestones. For the city, previous statements are correct. We are in a serious downturn. The economy is kind of taking a hit. So the city revenues are a little bit restricted from what they were before. The only thing I have a little concern about is if we wait until the economy returns, so we increase our revenues, then that will also increase our businesses, and that is not the time to start to tear up the streets with South Coast Water District doing the infrastructure for the plumbing. I believe that maybe like a big thermometer that shows us where we are either in fundraising or work done or projects completed, some sort of milestones. That's something I'd like to see as a project manager, so people can tell, like each one of you, the city knows, but not all of us know. So I'd like to have some sort of gauge that we can tell where we are.
All right. Thank you, Carlos.